Hey guys, good morning. Meteorologist Sean Hamanuk with New York Metro Weather, checking in with the latest update on Hurricane Isaias. Wanted to provide some details on where the storm is this morning and what we can expect over the next couple days and impact-wise here in the New York City area. So here is the storm this morning. Not looking all that great presentation-wise, but maximum sustained winds still 85 miles per hour. The storm continuing to track to the north and west, and you can see that really the main components that we're observing here are that the storm itself is very tightly wound here at the center of circulation, but there's some dry air involved, and that's definitely inhibiting the system's strength at least a bit as the storm continues to track off to the west and northwest today. Mid-level water vapor imagery shows us much of the same. You can see that drier air off here to the west of the storm, and the inner components of the storm a little bit ragged, but still 85-mile-an-hour sustained winds within this hurricane as it moves to the northwest as of the latest advisory this morning, still maintaining some pretty deep convection. The storm is expected to track to the northwest and come very close to or impact southeast Florida over the next couple days. And here's what the National Hurricane Center is forecasting. You can see the track of the storm itself moving to the northwest, very near to the Florida coast. Hurricane warnings in effect for the eastern Florida coastline. And then the system is expected to turn to the north and east and weaken to a tropical storm as it moves towards North Carolina, and then continue north and eastwards as we move closer to the middle of next week, with the system tracking close to or just east of the New Jersey coast and Long Island. And so what that means for us is that the real impact might not be from a very strong tropical system with what you might think with the very strong winds and torrential flooding, rain, and storm surge, but there still is impacts that we need to discuss that will occur during the middle of the week. Here's the forecast in the short term, so from the HWRF, and you can see it tracks the storm to the north and west. The storm itself still not really looking like it's going to strengthen all that much. We discussed the atmospheric environment in place and why that is, but you can see it tracks it to the north and east, just east of the Florida coast, and then begins to turn the storm to the north as we discussed as it moves closer to the Carolinas. That would be Monday evening. And then this very same model does take the storm inland and eventually tracks it right along the coastal plain up into New Jersey. So a very viable scenario as to what we could see, and obviously the impact in the New York City area as a result of that would be very heavy rainfall. Notice though how I mentioned earlier, it does not really strengthen the storm all that much, and the atmospheric conditions in place with the wind shear and dry air and overall the presentation of the storm and the environment it's going to be in over the next couple of days does not really scream strengthening. And so you can see the model takes the storm up into the Carolinas, really kind of the same pressure that it has at the moment, and then tracks it up into New Jersey while deepening it as it interacts with another atmospheric disturbance. That's just one potential model solution. The European model, though, tips us off to something which in my opinion, is going to be the main threat from this storm. And it's not going to be, a major tropical storm making landfall in New Jersey or New York City. What happens here is the jet dynamics here with this big upper level jet stream allows for the expansion and advection of moisture and precipitation into the northeast. And what that means is that even though the tropical storm is still down here over the southeast, off the coast really still, so this is Monday afternoon, Monday night, the jet dynamics are allowing for tropical moisture to advect north and then allow for enough lift for precipitation to form. So what that means is that you could have heavy tropical rainfall occurring hundreds and hundreds of miles away from where the actual tropical storm is. And when you look at the European model, it shows exactly that. So you have a frontal boundary nearby, you have those jet dynamics expanding the risk for precipitation, and you have anomalous moisture sitting in the area. And so while Isaias might be sitting off the coast of the southeast, heavy tropical thunderstorms and heavy rain are occurring in parts of the New York City area, eastern Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. And that's going to be the main threat with this storm, is going to be the potential for heavy rain. And what you'll notice is, even though the storm is still here off to the coast, as this moves up to the north, look at how these bands of this band of heavy precipitable water and moisture kind of lingers over the New York City area, lingers over the Northeast for quite some time, and stays there while Isaias is still nearing South Carolina. And so this is very problematic. When you have these jet dynamics in place and you have this anomalous moisture in place, this is from later Monday into Tuesday, you're looking at the potential for very heavy rain and flooding as rainfall continues to fall over these same regions over and over. And as a result, you can see the European model is predicting areas of very heavy rainfall in the Northeast as a result as Isaias moves up the coast. You have the rain from the tropical storm itself, obviously. Then you have additional areas of rainfall with several inches of rain possible as the storm tracks up towards the area. The European model itself does bring Isaias near the New York City area as a weaker storm system, likely weaker, not even a tropical storm, perhaps a post-tropical storm by the time it gets here. Winds really not going to be all that much of a threat, but we could see some stronger onshore winds along the coast, maybe some coastal flooding in New Jersey and parts of Long Island. But the main show is going to come, as I mentioned, from Monday afternoon to evening through Tuesday, and then continue into Tuesday and perhaps early Wednesday as Isaias moves up the coast. And again, I just want to focus on this one more time. This is Monday afternoon. And the point here is that we already have this tropical moisture in place with Isaias several hundred miles away. And then continue this loop through Monday night. Now we're into Tuesday morning. Now we're into Tuesday afternoon. And that's 24 hours or more of anomalous tropical moisture sitting over the northeast states. And so the potential here, the focus here, is for very heavy rainfall and flooding from Monday afternoon through early Wednesday as Isaias moves up the coast and is enhanced by those jet dynamics that I discussed there. So we'll have a lot more details coming in the next day or so. Stay tuned, prepare for a period of active weather. And also don't forget, in the New York City area and the Northeast, the potential for severe thunderstorms on Sunday with a slight risk from the Storm Prediction Center. And keep an eye to the sky during the afternoon and evening hours on Sunday as well. So active weather coming up from Sunday into Monday and Tuesday. Lots to talk about. We'll be back with more updates later today. Take care, guys.